it comes to artistic expression, Britain's bakers have been turning to gingerbread for centuries. And although styles and shapes may change, one town in particular has been granted the moniker home of gingerbread. In the beautiful setting of the Cumbrian countryside lies Grasmere, a town with a rich tradition of gingerbread baking. And at the world-famous Gingerbread Shop, a unique romantic gift is sold that revives a tradition dating back to medieval times.
Gingerbread was given originally as a love token, usually by knights given to fair maidens before jousting competitions, so it's like an original favour. These little love tokens were absolutely gorgeous. They were little shield-shaped gingerbreads or heart-shaped gingerbreads, and it was obviously because ginger was very expensive spice and it warms the blood and encourages love, and that's what made them very, very special. It was a very sought-after thing.
Over time, the celebratory gift of gingerbread increased in popularity throughout Europe. And by the 16th and 17th centuries, these highly prized biscuits had evolved into spectacular works of art.
In the Netherlands, there was a tradition of giving a ritual token of two gingerbreads at a wedding. One was in the form of Abraham, and the other one was in the form of his wife Sarah from the Old Testament. Now, they thought that they couldn't conceive because they were too old, but an angel appeared to them and said, yeah, you're going to have a child, Isaac, which they did. So in Holland, what they did, they had these figures which represented Abraham and Sarah, and they were given to the bride and groom in the hope that they too would conceive and have lots of children.
Such intricately detailed gingerbread men and women weren't just presented at weddings. They were sold as gifts to celebrate a huge variety of events. Some of the most elaborate were reserved for royal occasions.
This mould, which dates from the late 17th century, represents King William III. And on the other side, it's got Mary, his queen. And it may have been sold at the time of the coronation on the streets of London. The remarkable casts that you get from these are some of the most beautiful gingerbreads in the history of England. I mean, just look at King William here, with this incredible detail on his waistcoat and coat. Every part of it is just completely covered. So this is really a work of art.
Smaller gingerbread figures would have been presented at 17th century aristocratic banquets using a popular recipe known as white gingerbread. Flavoured with almonds and coated with sugar paste, it provided a fine texture for picking up such ornate detail.
This little Shakespearean gingerbread I've got here was used for making a very high status type of gingerbread. These gingerbreads were frequently gilded, and obviously gold leaf is a precious metal, so it was expensive. But the idea was to have something on the table that looked sensational.
As ginger has become more common, gingerbread has now lost much of its romanticism. But whilst we can now find a card for any occasion, for our ancestors, there was nothing that couldn't be said without the help of a piece of gingerbread.